obviously social media is going to put two women against each other. And I think it's just been able to be something that is negative, but also positive. I think it shines light on women's basketball. So I'll take that of being able to be the person that gets the hate, but I know that at the end of the day, I'm growing women's basketball and helping women's basketball.
Hold up. After years of fierce rivalries, intense competition, and non-stop debates, the WNBA players is finally giving Caitlin Clark the respect she's long deserved. From bitter rivals to newfound allies, players across the league are now acknowledging her undeniable impact. So, what sparked this major shift, and why is it happening now? Let's dig in.
Do you feel like sometimes her fans cross the line?
I don't think it's just her fans. I think it's fans in general. I mean, people don't realize at the end of the day we're human. I mean, you guys watch us, and knowing that, like, it's just basketball. I promise you, it's just basketball. I don't have any hard feelings towards her. She doesn't have any hard feelings towards me, but yeah, it gets crazy sometimes.
See, Angel Reese's recent acknowledgement of Caitlin Clark's contributions to the WNBA was shocking, and this marks a significant shift in the dynamic between two of the league's brightest stars. Initially known for her criticism of Clark's fans, labeling them as overly aggressive in their support on her podcast.
At the end of the day, it's a game that we do both love, but there is no hate, no hate. We're going to play on the same team one day, I'm sure. Like, we're going to definitely play on the same team one day, so.
Maybe 2028.
2028. Yeah.
However, Reese has now extended a gesture of respect, recognizing the undeniable influence Clark has had on women's basketball, both on and off the court. Reese's initial criticism highlighted the intense rivalry surrounding Clark's meteoric rise.
She has the vision to find her teammates, defending her. You are in constant contradiction with yourself when you're guarding Caitlin Clark. She also has to sit there like she can't hear us talking about her, which is handling wonderfully. Caitlin, proud of you on all fronts, but proud of you for handling this.
Thus, as a player who has shattered records and brought widespread attention to the sport, Clark has naturally drawn a passionate fan base. This fervor, while a testament to her impact, occasionally overshadowed the contributions of other players, sparking resentment among some of her peers. Reese, in particular, felt the weight of this imbalance, as her own achievements were sometimes eclipsed by the constant spotlight on Clark. But time, as they say, has a way of healing and reshaping perspectives. Reese's recent comments reflect a newfound appreciation for what Clark has accomplished.
I mean, it's amazing, what things you've been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. And, the one thing that I really love about her, she loves giving, you can tell she put the work in. And even, throughout, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and, she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So, her future is super bright, and
While their competitive spirit remains, Reese's respect signifies a deeper understanding of the bigger picture. Clark's ability to elevate the WNBA's profile and attract a broader audience has been a win for the league as a whole, benefiting all players, including Reese herself. This moment of acknowledgement also underscores the evolution of both players as leaders and ambassadors for the sport. By recognizing Clark's contributions, Reese sets a tone of unity, showing that the success of one player can inspire progress for all.
Caitlin is an amazing player, and I've always thought she was an amazing player. We've been playing each other since high school. So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to death threat,
this shift is particularly important as the league continues to grow, with young stars like Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers poised to enter the fold, adding more layers to the competitive landscape. Clark, on her part, has always handled the pressure and rivalry with grace, focusing on her game and her team. Her influence extends beyond statistics. She has become a symbol of what is possible in women's sports, inspiring a new generation of athletes. Reese's acknowledgement therefore feels like a moment of validation, not just for Clark's talent, but for her role as a transformative figure in the league. As the 2025 season approaches, this newfound mutual respect adds an intriguing layer to their rivalry.
A lot of the attention that's been drawn and attracted to the sport due to the so-called rivalry between these two. Again, they've been competing against each other since high school. Guys, if you don't know anything about sports or athletics, you compete, okay? Specifically, physically, okay? I don't know if...
Meanwhile, fans are eager to see how this dynamic evolves on the court, where competition will remain fierce, but perhaps now with a touch of friendship. This shift also serves as a reminder that rivalries, while captivating, don't have to diminish the achievements of one player to elevate another. Reese's respect for Clark represents more than just a personal gesture. It's a testament to the power of acknowledgement in fostering growth and unity within the WNBA. As the league continues to thrive, moments like these remind us that the real winners are the fans, who get to witness the evolution of the sport through the lens of its extraordinary athletes.
How much of that is actual rivalry versus just commentary from the public, like people trying to make you guys be enemies?
Yeah, I think it's just competition. It's been competition since college, being able to play against Caitlin. I've been playing against Caitlin since we were probably in 8th or 9th grade. We both were really competitive during AAU. I went to Maryland, she went to Iowa, so we competed there, and then finally being able to compete in the national championship. So people don't know the legacy of us being able to play against each other for a really long time.
What if I tell you A'ja Wilson and Diana Taurasi have openly praised Caitlin Clark for the remarkable impact she's had on the WNBA's growth in recent months? Yeah, I mean, their admiration isn't just for her on-court brilliance, but for the transformative influence she has had on the league as a whole. Wilson, known for her dominant play and leadership, highlighted how Clark's presence has reinvigorated fan interest, crediting her for bringing a new wave of excitement and energy to professional women's basketball.
Caitlin Clark, to some degree, is saving the WNBA. It is an incredibly harsh truth. This league was in some trouble. They weren't making money. They were downsizing arenas. Nobody's watching the final. And it has been totally subsidized. This is the Caitlin Clark effect.
Surprisingly, Taurasi, often regarded as one of the greatest players in WNBA history, also expressed her respect for Clark's accomplishments. Her perspective carries extra weight as a trailblazer who has seen the evolution of the league firsthand. She noted how Clark's ability to captivate audiences and generate attention has been unparalleled, especially for someone so early in her career.
And you said that Caitlin is going to go through a learning curve. Mm-hmm. Some people were critical of you for saying that, but I don't know that it necessarily meant that you're not welcoming to her, right? I mean, how do you... I mean, it seems like you were just saying the reality is she's going to have a learning curve.
Yeah, you know, it's the new fans. They're really sensitive these days. You can't say anything. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like when you go from kindergarten to first grade, there's a learning adjustment. When you go from high school to college, there's a learning adjustment. You know, I don't think I said anything that wasn't factually correct. And like anything, greatness is going to translate. And she's proven that in every level. And I don't see it being any different in the WNBA.
The recognition from two of the league's most respected figures underscores the profound effect Clark has had. By breaking barriers, setting records, and redefining expectations, she's not only changed the perception of the WNBA, but also created a blueprint for its future. With Wilson and Taurasi voicing their support, the acknowledgement of Clark's contributions feels like a collective celebration of progress within the sport. Caitlin Clark's star power has transformed not just her team, but the entire WNBA landscape. Her ability to sell out arenas, whether home or away, has made the Indiana Fever a must-watch team, drawing the biggest crowds in the league. From passionate Indiana fans packing Gainbridge Fieldhouse to arenas filled with opposing team supporters eager to witness Clark's electrifying gameplay, her influence is undeniable.
For the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year. Okay, now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales.
Home games for the Fever have become a celebration of women's basketball, with fans filling arenas hours before tip-off to watch Clark warm up. Away games are no different. Wherever she plays, the atmosphere is electric, with tickets selling out at unprecedented speeds. This phenomenon has elevated the entire league, as opposing teams benefit from increased attendance and media coverage when facing Clark and the Fever. What sets Clark apart is her ability to connect with audiences on a personal level. Her relatable journey, combined with her undeniable talent, resonates deeply with fans across all demographics. For young players, she's a role model. For seasoned basketball enthusiasts, she's a once-in-a-generation talent who redefines the game. As the Fever prepares for another season, the anticipation only grows. Clark's ability to consistently draw record crowds symbolizes a pivotal moment for the WNBA. The league isn't just witnessing a player breaking records, it's experiencing a movement led by an athlete whose star power knows no bounds. With her influence, the Fever have not only become a dominant force on the court, but also a beacon of hope for the future of women's basketball.
Caitlin Clark, to some degree, is saving the WNBA. It is an incredibly harsh truth. This league was in some trouble. They weren't making money. They were downsizing arenas. Nobody's watching the final. And it has been totally subsidized. This is the Caitlin Clark effect.
A'ja Wilson, one of the WNBA's biggest stars, has openly acknowledged the transformative impact Caitlin Clark has had on the league, particularly in terms of skyrocketing viewership and redefining what it means to be a star in women's basketball. Talking about giving accolades, LeBron James, a player synonymous with basketball greatness, recently extended high praise to Caitlin Clark, acknowledging her extraordinary debut season in the WNBA. At just 22 years old, Clark has already made history, becoming the league's all-time rookie scoring leader and recording 2 triple-doubles, a feat never before achieved by a rookie. LeBron, whose admiration is reserved for truly transformative players, highlighted Clark's unique combination of skill, poise, and basketball IQ, which has captivated fans and professionals alike. Clark's ability with the ball is reminiscent of the precision and instinct seen in seasoned veterans. LeBron noted her court vision and decision-making, which are exceptional for a first-year player. Whether threading impossible passes or sinking deep three-pointers, Clark operates with mastery that has redefined expectations for rookies. Her performances consistently electrify arenas, proving that she brings more than just fans. She brings game-changing talent.
Get it twisted. Don't get up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before.
What makes Clark's rookie campaign even more impressive is the consistency with which she performs under pressure. Whether in front of roaring home crowds or challenging environments on the road, she delivers. Her scoring prowess isn't just about volume but efficiency, with an ability to adapt to defenders, make smart plays, and keep her team in contention. For LeBron, who has spent a career breaking records and setting new benchmarks, seeing Clark accomplish so much so early is both inspiring and a sign of greater things to come. Clark's game also represents the evolution of basketball itself. Her dynamic style, blending traditional fundamentals with a modern edge, sets a new standard for future players. LeBron emphasized how her ability to innovate while staying true to the essence of the sport has been pivotal in drawing attention to the WNBA, both for its entertainment value and its competitive depth.
All accolades that are well-deserved. And I'm certainly not attacking Cheryl Swoops the person because I think she's a wonderful person. How do you talk about the Indiana Fever and mention a multitude of players and not one of them is Caitlin Clark, who, by the way, as a rookie is leading the league in assists? How do you do that? I told y'all that. I've argued with the great Andrea Carter, outstanding analyst for ESPN, right here on this podcast. I've argued with Janae Ogumake, who's an outstanding basketball analyst, and Monica McNutt, one of the preeminent voices of the New York Knicks, and what she's doing with her career. They know they got my support, all love. But I'm waiting for you to say I was right.
Caitlin Clark's rise to stardom in the WNBA has been both celebrated and met with resistance, a testament to the polarizing yet undeniable impact she has had on the league. While some players have openly targeted her, questioning her prominence or dismissing the hype around her, others have begun to recognize that without her, the WNBA's visibility and popularity would not have reached its current heights. Clark's ability to captivate audiences transcends her stats, making her the face of a league poised for growth. However, the rapid ascent hasn't come without friction. Some players, perhaps threatened by the shift in focus, have targeted Clark on the court and in public discourse. From intentional physical play to dismissive comments, she has faced challenges unique to a player of her prominence. Despite this, Clark has remained unshaken, letting her performances speak louder than the criticism.
But now, you ain't saying, well, she's playing really well. That ain't what you were saying then. Y'all know who I'm talking to. I ain't gonna call your name, but you know who you were. Caitlin Clark is the real deal. She can actually play at an elite level. Unanimous Rookie of the Year.
Interestingly, some of her fiercest critics have begun to soften their stance, recognizing her value not only as an athlete but as a brand ambassador for the WNBA. These players have started to acknowledge the broader impact Clark has had. Without her, the league might not have seen its recent spike in viewership or the swelling crowds at games. Her ability to attract fans new to women's basketball has brought financial and cultural benefits that extend to every player in the league. Clark's rise has sparked a broader discussion about the role of individual stars in team sports. Is it fair to attribute so much of the WNBA's success to one player? Critics argue that the league's appeal stems from the collective effort of its athletes. However, proponents of Clark's influence point to the numbers: attendance, ratings, and merchandise sales, all of which have soared since her debut. As the WNBA continues to grow, Clark's role as its centerpiece becomes increasingly clear. She's more than a star. She's a catalyst for change, a player whose presence has brought women's basketball into a brighter spotlight. Whether loved or resented, one thing remains indisputable: the league wouldn't be where it is today without Caitlin Clark. And for the players who have started to realize this, their newfound respect speaks volumes about her legacy in the making. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.